Hello everybody, Sheepvice here, welcome back to Let's Play Tales of Symphonia. Last time we defeated all of the guardians to the remnants of all the illusions that our party members had, and, well, this time... Oh, and we also went through Mithos' castle, of course. We got the past and future stone. So this time we're going to, make use of what we unlocked with the past and future stone from last episode. So we have to head back into Mithos' castle here, and yes, I started the past 3 episodes in the same exact spot, but it's just a convenient spot, so I figured why not. Alright, so let's start with the past side first. Doesn't really matter which side you start with, you have to do them both eventually. Let's look at this message again. So you can see here that among a bunch of other words, we have the word darkness, fire. Actually, first we have frozen and then fire, and then we have lightning. So if you can't figure it out, that's the elements of the game. So we're going to have to start. So we went darkness, ice, fire, and then lightning. Now, for whatever reason, ice and water are kinda swapped. I would imagine this would be water and this would be ice, but this is actually ice and this is actually water. So that's kind of weird, but anyway, we're gonna have to do this black block first because that's the color of the darkness. And then we'll do this blue one, which is the color of the ice. Red one, color of the fire, and then the purple one, color of the lightning. So all you have to do is push these blocks into the little circle that we unlocked. Then we go into this portion of the dungeon. You might remember walking across back there earlier. Now we're in the center, so we take the blocks and then we make a little bridge for them. Now if you push the wrong block, it'll kind of just warp back into the main room. So you have to go in the right order. You can't just push any old block. So I'm going to cut most of this out, because it's just going to be a lot of tedious block pushing, but we'll get there eventually. Alright, and let's push ice in. Now we have fire. I think that's good, just to cut back and forth between this room as I bring the blocks over. Now you see we've created the bridge. The 4th block is going to go in this little indent here. Alright, so let's get this guy in the indent, and that'll complete the past side. This is the lightning block, by the way, just in case you've forgotten. Alright, so that's one half completed. Now let's head back to the future side and see what we can do about that. Alright, so let's reread the message again. Oh, there's a save point right here. I could have started that. Well, I did not see that last episode when I was trying to save. Oh well. Alright, so we have earth, wind, water, and then light. So let's do some more block pushing. Alright, so first up we have the earth block. That is the yellow colored block. And this side is exactly the same. We have 3 blocks to build the bridge and then 1 to put in that indent over there. Alright, and then we have the green block, which is the wind block. Just push that right in there. Alright, we have the cyan colored block, the water block. And then we just need 1 more, and then we're done with our block pushing. Finally, the light block, the white colored block. So we just gotta push this guy in that last indent, and then we'll receive our reward. So that dissipates the barrier. We can collect this final treasure chest, which contains the sacred stone. Now that will allow us to go to an optional dungeon, as I mentioned, but we're not going to do that right now. Also, as I mentioned, In addition to unlocking that dungeon, if you look at this warp point, you can now take a shortcut back to the beginning of the dungeon. If you say no, you'll just warp to where we came from earlier, so that's how you can quickly get in and out of the dungeon, so it's something to keep in mind. If you are going to do all the side quests, you don't want to leave just quite yet. There's something else we need to do first. Before we can do that, we need to fight this dragon blocking the door. Alright then, let's go then.
This is gonna be tough.
Okay, so we have the Dark Dragon. Even though it's a boss battle, it's pretty easy. He's only got 19,000 health. And he's not that tough at all. It's basically like the other dragon fights. Has the same attacks that he can deal. And that's it. And he also drops the Dragon Mail, which is an armor piece for Zelos only. We can't equip it on Lloyd, so might as well do that, even though I'm not going to be using him for this battle that's coming up. Ooh, I passed it. There we go. Alright. Just beyond this door lies Mithos.
Mithos is just ahead.
And the Great Sea should be there too.
Yep, I can see it floating there in the distance.
This is it, everyone. Are you ready?
I'm ready. I'm prepared to accept whatever happens in the coming battle.
Alright then.
And we will win.
Of course we will.
Yeah, we're gonna win. For Mizuho, Corinne, and for all of you who believed in a coward like me.
You're no coward, Sheena.
And for myself too. I don't want anyone else to make the same mistake I did. No one should have to think that he has to sacrifice his own life. Everyone should be able to live freely, no matter who they are. Humans and elves, and even us. It's okay for us to be here, in this world.
Yes. That's why we must recover the great seed from Mithos and revive the giant tree.
Alright then.
Without it, not only will we be unable to restore peace between the different races,
The world itself will die. We can't let that happen.
Definitely cannot.
We must reunite the worlds. Afterwards, we shall make a new promise to the new world.
The people that I like and the people that I don't both have the right to live in the same world as I do. Because that's the way things should be. Count me in. I won't run from this one.
Alright, good to hear, Zelos.
All right, let's go. We're going to restore a world where everyone can live freely.
Alright, let's do it. So now, at this point, we've unlocked all the side things. And that's why I've decided to do them afterwards, as I mentioned before, because it's... You get here to the very, very end. Literally, if we push A right now, we can't go back. So... Instead of doing that, I'm saving it for after, so we don't do 10 episodes of side quest in between this fateful area, but there's nothing left to do, so let's move on.
Home. I'm going home.
Mithos, listen to me. We don't have to fight. Please return the Great Sea to us so that we can reunite the worlds.
Home. I'm going home.
Something's wrong. He sounds like a puppet.
What?
His Crucius Crystal again. We really should have destroyed that by now.
I need to thank you for going through all the trouble to bring me back here.
Yeah, we definitely should have.
I'm finally myself again.
Damn. So that's what this was all about.
Mithos, Martel is already dead.
That's not true. Martel is alive. Just as I lived on in the Crucius Crystal.
That's not living. That's just existing as a lifeless being.
What's wrong with that?
What?
After all, in our bodies flow the bloods of humans and elves, the bloods of those that despise us. we're better off casting aside such filth and become lifeless beings.
I'm not up for that, Mithos.
That's what you really want?
Of course. Watch. When you become a lifeless being, you can even control your appearance and growth. Everyone should become lifeless beings.
And you can talk without moving your mouth. Yeah, they kind of messed up a little bit there, but oh well.
I told you before. The only way to eliminate discrimination is for everyone to become the same race.
What you hope for is nothing but a dream, Mithos. Discrimination comes from the heart.
He's right, Mithos. It's the weakness of people's hearts that causes discrimination, looking down upon others while placing themselves too high.
You do the same thing. You look down on humans and elves, treating them like cattle.
Yeah, you
That's
even
the
keep them in
weakness
ranch.
of your
Is at least humans anyway.
Even if people become lifeless beings, nothing will change. Discrimination will continue.
Then where should the half-elves go? We aren't accepted anywhere. We opened our hearts, but no one took us in. Where should we live?
You can live anywhere you like.
Yeah, Genius and Rain were able to do alright.
Don't make me laugh.
I'm serious. Anywhere is fine. If you aren't doing anything wrong, you should just live proudly in the open.
It's because we couldn't do that. That we wanted a place of our own.
Sorry, but don't act like you're the only victim here. It doesn't even come close to justifying all the things that you've done.
What you've done caused meaningless suffering and death to countless people. Can you feel their pain?
People can change, even if they don't change right away. Months, years, as time passes, change is inevitable.
Maybe not everything can be forgiven, but one can try to atone for one's sins. Can't you feel it in your heart? The goddess known as conscience.
Do you think I'm gonna beg for forgiveness? Ridiculous. There is no goddess. So I would continue to pursue my ideals. If there is no place where I can live, and if I've been denied my age of lifeless beings, then the only thing left for me is to build a new world on Darris Karlon. A world just for my sister and me. There's nothing anyone can do.
Alright, so here we go. Final battle with Mithos. Strong against light, and that's it. Now this battle is very tough. Oh, when did I learn Revitalize? Was I not paying attention? Should have learned that in the last battle, I think. Well, anyway, that's like... Revitalize is probably the best healing in the game. It's basically like... super... Oh, did we just learn it? Oh, we must have just learned it. Rain must have been trying to use Healing Circle and we got Revitalize instead. Because when you get Healing Circle 50 times, you get Revitalize. So it's basically like much better nurse, but it's a bit costly and we really don't need to heal that much TP, or HP I mean. At least not right now, so I'm going to turn that off right now. Nurse should be enough for us. And I also want the nurse shortcut so that we can continuously be healing ourselves, like most battles. So he has, Mithos has a lot of different magical elemental attacks and are all very painful. He deals quite a bit of damage with his magic, so that's why, yeah, see, Regal was juiced to 900 health just from one ray. That's why you need constant healing going on. Oh, Sheena's an over limit. We could use Origin. Why not?
Help is on the way. The source of heaven, earth, and everything in between. The ruler understood.
Pretty good. Okay.
I
Ooh,
summon thee. Come, Origin.
Am I gonna have enough health? Don't heal. Oh wait, I don't. I think I messed up.
Help is on the way. Nurse.
I was trying to do something while Lloyd was in over limit, but I think I might have done something wrong. Oops. Oh well. I'll show it off later. But anyway, about partway through the battle, Mithos uses a really annoying spell, Retribution. I hate how I can't see if Rain's stunned or not right now. Okay, she is stunned in the portrait, so we have to get rid of that first. Because if she's stunned, she's not going to be able to cast her any spells. Let's see, Panacea, that'll work. Okay, that's taken care of, and now we need to get rid of all these debuffs, because basically that attack you just used cast a bunch of debuffs on all of us. You can do weakness, poison, stun, and I think that might be it. There could be more, but I'm not quite sure. Let's do Purify. On Sheena. Hopefully I can get both Sheena and Lloyd in that. Okay, there we go. And now we need to just get rid of weakness on all three of our party members so we can be able to be healed again. That would be helpful. You got the weakness on quite a lot of party members. Just got unlucky, I guess. Well, that's not what I wanted. I wanted to get rid of weakness. Let's see. Okay, let's use Nullify now on Sheena. Hopefully it'll get Regal, I, and Sheena all in one. Of course, they're pretty far away. Oh, I forgot that doesn't. You don't need to have a range. It's only for the physical ailments. Nullify does it on everybody. All right, that works out pretty well. Unfortunately, Lloyd died. That's gonna happen in this battle, especially. So let's get our healing back up now that we've gotten rid of all those debuffs. Oh wait, he's an over limit. Let's stick back for a little bit. So hopefully I won't die. Okay. Forgot how long of a reach Ray has. Jeez. Alright, I think he's out of over limit now.
My sister means everything to me. I won't let anyone get in my way. I'll revert this entire world back to nothingness.
You betray the world just for your sister?
None of you understand how I feel.
You're the one who doesn't understand.
Understood.
This can't be
Help is on the way. Serpent seal.
Alright, I might have been talking over part of that conversation. If so, there may be some weird commentary cut out. Now, for whatever reason, they have a conversation between Mithos and Lloyd. Oh shoot, not again. Is Rain stunned? No, not this time, but she is art sealed. Fantastic. Can I use items to even get rid of that? Oh. This could be bad. That's a magical ailment, isn't it? Okay, no, it's physical. Whew, that would have been pretty bad. Okay, whew. I was worried there for a little bit. I actually want to get rid of all the weakness and our defense debuffs first. I won't be able to use Arc as Lloyd, but I'm out of TP pretty much anyway, so that's not too big a deal. Alright, there's Nullify, and we need to get rid of Poison and Art Seal. Let's use Purify on Sheena and hope we're close together again. Get rid of both those. No, Sheena, come over here. Hopefully it's close enough. Okay, we're good. Okay, now, Nurse. Don't kill Sheena. Okay, good, good. Oh yeah, and he also has this angel magic. And Judgment, it's like a ray, but it hits the entire field, so it can be.
My dream of a world for my sister and me.
It's not over yet.
Judgment can be pretty bad, but you can also get pretty lucky, and most of the beams will miss anyway. But anyway, we have kind of like a break in between. And I've got the Paella, there we go, recipe. Shortcut it on Lloyd so we can get our stats. I should have done that before the first boss battle, but I forgot about it. Oops. And of course, like any good final boss, they have multiple forms to them. Alright, so this is Mithos' second form. It looks just like those symbolic enemies that we fought last time that gave us the rings. But Mithos is inside controlling it this time around. And of course, you have to have awesome final boss music. But anyway, this form I find to be a lot easier than the first form. Mostly because... Ooh, I'm out of TP. Well, let's use a spirit bottle. Why not? Everybody could use some TP, so that'll be nice for us. And might as well do a unison attack. Even though... oh, shoot. Well, I messed up Photon Temps anyway. Even though he's strong against light, he can still deal some nice damage, so... Might as well use it anyway. It's not like he nullifies light damage. I think he has all the same magics he could use before, but I don't think he can use... well, I forgot the name already, but whatever that one spell is that casts a lot of debuffs on the whole party. So that's one reason that makes this fight a little bit easier, but yeah, he'll get to see Judgment again. Hits. I got hit twice there, so that deals a lot of damage, 1,000 per hit. If you can get lucky and not get hit multiple times, you'll be okay from that, but it can be pretty powerful, so gotta watch out for that, really. I think he has less defense than his first form, so he'll be going down a lot quicker, as you can see by his current health. Yeah. Oh, he's gonna use Judgment again. You can tell when he's using Angel Magic, because I didn't use Angel Magic a lot, but it gives you that little feather effect around you when you're casting it. Ooh, Sheena is almost dead. Can I get a... Let me get an extra lemon gel, even though Nurse is about to go, just for the extra security blanket. Now I'm out of TP again, but, well, you know what? Let me use the pineapple gel on myself, because I'm the lowest at the moment. So that should be enough for the rest of the battle. Ooh, we can get another summon, even. Alright, let's use Origin again. Why not?
The source of heaven, earth, and everything that is the ruler of all. I summon you. Come, Origin.
Are you ready?
Martel.
That's that.
That was a pretty fitting end to finish him. Defeating him with the summon spirit he put so much trust into, but then betrayed in the end. So it looks like Origin finally got his revenge. And for defeating Mithos' second form, you get an X-Gem Max. And what that does, it's basically all 4 levels of X-Gem built into one. So it only takes up 1 slot, but you can use any of the X skills from any of the levels. So it's pretty cool, but... well, I'll explain why. It's not too terribly great in a little bit.
Mithos is...
It's just like Alicia. Mithos will continue to live as long as the Crucius Crystal exists.
And eventually, I will be taken over by the crystal.
Mithos.
I'm tired of playing your game of good and evil. Hurry up and destroy the crystal. If you don't, Darius Carline will continue to drift away.
After 1,000 years, it looks like Mithos has finally given up.
Mithos!
Do it now. Before I... too... am no longer myself.
Lloyd! Please! Help him! Let him die while he's still himself!
Alright.
Farewell, my shadow. You who stand at the end of the path I chose not to follow. I wanted my own world, so I don't regret my choice. I would make the same choice all over again. I will continue to choose this path.
Rest in peace, Mithos.
You could have lived with us in our world. Damn it.
The old master of the pact is no more. What does the new master of the pact ask of this sword?
Restore the true form of our two worlds!
Are we back? What's going on?
What are you all doing?
Your wish is granted. But there is no link. Without a link, the land will die.
What do you mean?
The world was originally separated into two, in order to prevent its destruction. If it returns to its true form, the world lacks the mana to support itself. The land is dying.
I don't need to know why it's dying. What do we need to do to stop it?
Support the two worlds by linking them with a giant tree. That is the only way to stop the destruction of the land.
We need to awaken the giant Carlin tree.
I get it.
Lloyd, hurry! You have to shine the mana of Darius Carlon on the Great Seed before Darius Carlon is too far away.
All right, then. I'm counting on you, Eternal Sword.
Darius Carlon is already at the edge of the gravitational field. Not even Yggdrasil. Mithos could stop this from happening. Do you still intend to try?
Yeah.
Even strengthened by your X-Sphere, it is likely that your body will not withstand the forces. Are you certain of your decision?
I said I'm doing it, so I'm doing it. It's not like we have a choice.
Very well.
It's not working. The mana's being deflected.
The Great Seed is already dead.
Wait, don't go. Please, wake up!
looks like Darius Carlon stopped moving away.
Yeah, but why? The Eternal Sword is gone. The Eternal Sword!
Thank goodness.
This is my final wish. Eternal Sword.
Please, awaken the Great Seed.
I beg you, please wake up!
Please!
Rise, giant Carlon tree!
I am Martel, and also the incarnation of the Great Seed itself. Lloyd, your hope, as well as those of many others, resurrected me.
So you're Mithos' sister?
No, Mithos' sister Martel is only one of the many souls within me. I am Mana, and I am the giant tree. I am the symbol of the many lives sacrificed to the Great Seed. I am a new spirit born to accompany the giant tree. And now the seed has awakened anew along with me.
This is the giant Carlon tree?
It's so beautiful and so grand.
This is the future form of the giant tree, but right now, it is only a small seedling. In its current state, the tree will wither and die.
Well then, how do we protect it?
You must provide the tree with love and adoration. As long as those conditions are met, I shall always protect the seedling.
I promise. If the tree ever starts to wither, I'll make sure we won't let it die.
Then, Lloyd, on behalf of all living things, I want you to give this tree a new name, as a proof of the pact.
What?
The giant Carlon tree was planted here by the elves when they first came, as a guardian to watch over and protect them. This newly reborn tree protects elves, humans, and the lives of all those who are caught in between. Therefore, this tree requires a new name.
Lloyd, pick a name for us. A name for everyone's tree.
So this tree is the link that connects the world. Okay, I got it. This tree's
His name is...
What's the name? Yeah. Well, it's been a long journey, but that is the end of Tales of Symphonia. Of course, as I mentioned many times in the past couple of episodes, we still have quite a bit of side stuff to go through, so I'll take a little bit of break as I prepare for that. But in a couple of days, or maybe a week or two, I should be ready to start recording those, but yeah, that's the end of Tales of Symphonia now. It's just not my favorite Tales game for sure, but it's definitely one of my favorite games up there. It definitely made improvements in future Tales games that kind of make the battle system a bit frustrating to deal with. Mainly the ability to free walk. That's, I don't know the first game that introduced that, but I think it's Abyss. I could be wrong. But in this game, you can only walk towards or away your current target, so that's the one thing that is bothering. It's sometimes difficult to go back to this after playing some of the newer Tales games, but still a very nice game. And if you're playing, if you haven't gotten it, then the Chronicles version was just released fairly recently for the PlayStation 3, so that's another option. And there's a couple of new things, and I don't know, but I've been considering doing a Let's Play using the Chronicles version. Obviously it won't be right after this, but this is something I've had an idea of doing, just to show off that new content. And there was a couple things that I've missed throughout even this version of the game, that if I were to go back and do it over, I'd definitely try and make sure I didn't miss as much. So I feel bad that I didn't do this game full justice. I tried to do the best I could when I kind of picked things up again, but well, we'll see what the future holds for us. I actually don't know what he names the tree. I'm assuming they discussed that in Dawn of the New World, but I actually have not beaten that yet. I'm meaning to get to it, but so many other games end up distracting me whenever I try and sit down and play it. But I'll get to there eventually, but anyway. I don't remember, when I played this when I was younger, I don't really remember too much about the game. I know I enjoyed it because I was so terrible at games when I was younger, I never made it very far, so I couldn't enjoy the full game, which is unfortunate. I wish I could have been better at playing games. I still am pretty bad, but at least I can beat it now. But overall, if you've never played this game before, I definitely suggest giving it a try and doing things that slightly different than the way I did it, because of the relationship mechanic in this game. There's actually quite a few little small details that they add where some of the storylines are changed. Well, it's not drastic changes, but there are a few differences that make it worthwhile. It's pretty cool. Be very difficult to show off every single little detail. There's a very nice guide online on GameFAQs that goes over all the details for relationship differences. But yeah, I don't think they do that. At least they don't do that in the future Tales games, none that I've played at least. The only one I played that came before Symphonia was Fantasia. I didn't play, what is it, Eternia? No, not Eternia. Well, yeah, technically Eternia. than Destiny, I think. Because we didn't get Destiny 2 in America. Yeah. Because our Destiny 2 was actually Eternia, but they had to change the name because of legal issues. Yeah, I've not played either of those, so maybe someday. I do like the relation mechanic. It's a pretty cool idea. I like it when they do that in games, just so like when you do your next playthrough, even if it's not a lot of different changes, it's just cool to see things play out a little bit differently than the first time around. So I wish they would do that more often in games. I don't remember this credit sequence being that long. I'm running out of things to talk about. So yeah, I talked about my thoughts about another LP on this game with the Chronicles version. Talked about the sequel, and we're at the end. So yeah, I think I talked about everything I wanted to. So yes, give me a week or two, and I'll have all the side quests that were unlocked during that entire last dungeon. So until then, I'll see you next time.
Grandmother, I'm home.
Oh, chosen one.
No, Grandmother, I'm not a chosen anymore.
Oh, yes, Colette. You have made us all proud.
Welcome home, Colette.
It's good to be home, Father.
I see. So, Kratos will travel with Darius Karlon wherever it may go. What are you going to do? Go back to Iselia?
No. We're going out to visit new lands.
We're going around the world to try and make it easier for half-elves to be accepted.
It sounds like you have a difficult journey ahead of you.
We can return to Iselia when we're tired.
We will always have a home there. Hi, everyone. I'm back.
Sheena, I'm so glad you're safe. Congratulations, Sheena.
And don't congratulate me yet. A whole new world lies before us now. We have to inform everyone about the revival of the Igaguri style.
Yes, and for when Kuchinawa returns as well.
Yeah! Come on, everyone. Let's work as hard as we can. We're gonna make the village of Mizuho into a ninja clan to be proud of.
See, look what happened. It's all because the Pope opened up his big mouth and tried to banish me and stuff. The whole world got messed up.
Well then, Chosen One, what would you have me do?
We'll send an emissary of peace to Iselia.
Emissary? Who do you plan to send?
How about Sheena from Mizuho? She's already involved.
So the emissary of death becomes the emissary of peace.
I won't let you, Satan. Until you do something about the Church of Martel, I still have the rights of the Chosen, remember?
Alicia, I'm finally myself again. Time is finally starting to flow again from that night 16 years ago. You know what? I'm 28 years old now. Can you believe that?
Were you talking with Alicia?
Yes.
I just got back from overseeing the destruction of part of the mine. Now that that's done, we can rest assured that no new X-spheres will be excavated.
That's good to hear. What are your plans now?
I'm going to devote the full resources of my company to revitalization projects in order to build a new and better world.
I'll help too. I'm sure Alicia and Daddy would have wanted me to.
Are you really going to Darius Karlon?
If a half-elf of Crucius remains here, the other half-elves will have no place to live. As a surviving member of Crucius, I must bear the responsibility for what has happened.
I'm going to collect all the X-spheres remaining in this land.
And I will discard all of Crucius's X-spheres into space. I've dragged you into this until the very end.
It's okay.
It's time for me to go. Please use that sword to send us to Darius Karlon.
Goodbye, Dad.
Don't die before I do, Lloyd. My son.
Mom, Dad left. That was okay, wasn't it? For me to let him go? It was okay, right?
Lloyd, you wanted to go with him, didn't you?
No. I have my own path to follow. And Dad has his. And besides, I have a dad here already.
I see. Then I won't say any more.
Mom, I'll leave Dad's sword here beside you. Well, I'm off.